On tonight's show, we have celebrity brand strategist and author Isaac M. Hamm III. And now for your host, KoolKard. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Kickin It with KoolKard show. I am your host, KoolKard. Episode 46. We're going to keep it going. I'm going to keep bringing you value every week, Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all tune in. And if this is your first time tuning in, I invite you to subscribe, y'all, so I can continue to bring you this value that my guests give to you. I'm telling you, I have guests on here, man, they're bringing like just great information. I mean, for lack of a better word, a better term, it's just great information. And I do it for you, but I can't do it without you. So, I thank y'all for tuning in each and every night. Last week, we had Dr. Gabe Willis. He's Dean of Students at Southeastern Louisiana University, doing great things for the youth, for students. It's his passion. It's his life. He's changing lives out there, man, and it's a beautiful thing. So this month, I wanted to dedicate all my interviews to leaders and people who are really doing things in the community and helping people and changing lives and guiding people and allowing people to be better, to become better versions of themselves. Yeah, so there we go. So without further ado, I have someone else tonight who is a celebrity brand strategist. So you already know he's changing lives. He's directing, redirecting, creating, I'm telling you, doing great things. This man is everywhere. A lot of credentials. We're going to let him talk about himself. Let him tell you a little bit about himself, about his background, about his history and all that he's been doing and all that he's going to be doing. Because I'm telling you, he has his hands in everything. Just released a book. Going to talk about that. Y'all make sure y'all pick it up too. I'm telling you, you got to support. All links are in the bio, in the description down below. So listen, you can't say you don't know. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Isaac M. Hamm III. All right, with a warm welcome, the cool way, nice little intro like I always like to do. Gotta set them off on the right foot, and we're gonna get it going. Mr. Isaac M. Hamm III, welcome to the show.
What's going on? Thank you so much for having me.
I'm man,
good. I'm centered right.
Yeah, you good. You looking great, man. You all, you got your white on, looking godly.
Let me tell you, if I can only tell your viewers what I did in the 7 minutes of the last night when we talked.
Hey man, you put it together. That's all that matters. For real. So man, you got a book. You got a book out. You're doing great things. You're about to launch. Listen, look at it. I like it. On deck. On deck. Look at that boy looking presidential on the back.
Yeah, it's so funny because I shot this here in Atlanta. I shot this randomly in LA on a rooftop. Wow. I was fortunate enough to a friend of mine, she's a stylist, and she had a client, and she had a budget, and she was like, just come. And this is in March. This is when the world was kind of shutting down, but LA was looking crazy. Yeah. And so we was just there, and our photographer, a mutual friend of ours, was like, let's shoot. And I was like, bet. And this became the cover. Wow. And this was shot at a friend's house, at his apartment. So he had like that indoor outdoor, you know how it is in Georgia. It's like these apartment complexes do a whole bunch, and you just be like,
do a whole lot.
I didn't know this building had this type of environment out, so it's a lot of nice spots here in Atlanta.
Yeah. That's excellent, man. That's excellent photography. It goes well with the book and what you're branding. So yeah. So let's talk, man. I mean, I met you through Ramon Hamilton, which is one of your clients, correct? Through it's IM3 MEDIA, correct?
Correct.
Branding company.
It's so funny. I talked to him and his dad today.
Oh, you did?
Trick on me. And so the flyer for this show, they did a whole lot to the picture and emailed it to me. So when I opened up the email, I was laughing because I hadn't seen the flyer. So so Raul his dad was like, oh, he was about to draw a whole pirate face, and it was just funny. But I talked to them today. We haven't talked in a couple weeks, so it was good to catch up with them. And he's working on new stuff. So I'm excited about that as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. For y'all that don't know Ramon Hamilton, I interviewed him several weeks back. He's on is it I forget, something Beard on
George Beard on
George Beard.
Pimpin' Up Pants. He's been on there for 3 seasons.
Yes.
He's the voice of a lot of characters. It's the Chicken Squad. He's on Chicken Squad.
Yep.
And he's played in, he's guest starred on a lot of shows on Netflix and Disney and Nickelodeon. So he's a Disney Nickelodeon kid.
Yeah, very talented, very talented. Sings, plays an instrument, plays basketball, dances. He's producing. He's
winning the girls out. He's winning them over. He's good hair, light skin. He's just doing this thing.
Writing scripts, he does it all. Very talented, man. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you're happy to have him as a client.
Yeah. And it's something different with me as a brand strategist. I love to have different types of clients. Like I don't want to be a one-trick pony. Everybody does hip hop. Everybody's an actor. Entertainment. Actor, singer, songwriter, whatever. Yeah. And I just because I get bored easy. That's why I wrote a book. That's why I created this beard line that I'm sure we're going to talk about later in the interview. So it's just I have to stay creative. So if I don't feel like I'm being creative, I get stagnant, and then I just I get bored with it. So it's good to keep me doing multiple things.
Yeah, definitely. And it says a lot about you with what you told, the story that you told earlier about them, taking the flyer and mocking it up and all that. Like that says that you connect very well with your clients, and it's like family, because that's what family does. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, when he talk about they was like, oh, we laugh for like 6-7 minutes. I'm like, yeah. So I had to project my comic side of me and got on both of them. They was like, all right. I was like, oh, okay. I don't have a picture to draw on, but I got some jokes.
Right.
That's the relationship that we have. So it's great.
How long have you been working with Ramon?
Less than a year. To be honest, I just saw Ramon when I went to LA 2 months ago. In March, I met the dad and his mom, Miss Carol. But Raul, because it was like the pandemic was happening, he was still home because it was the schooling or something with school, but he couldn't meet up with us. So when I just really met him in person 2 months ago. But we've Skyped and not Skype. We WhatsApped and talked via the phone. But it's like when I saw him, it was like I met him. It wasn't the first time meeting him because we talk all the time.
Wow, that's dope. Hey, over to your right, just a little bit. Over to you. Yeah. There you go. Right there. Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta have you straight on here, man. I can't have you looking all strange, So listen, man,
I'll play it back and be all crooked.
I know. I don't want you sliding out the screen like you're trying to dip out real quick. You know what I mean?
I gotta go. Like this interview was over.
So look, 20 years in the business, you've been in it for a while. I mean, how does that come about? 20 years. I know you had a great mentor. What's her name? Diana Williams, right?
So my start was just being an intern at a radio station in Philadelphia. And then over the years, just kind of seeing different things that were presented, being an event planner. Well, my first event was a hip hop event. So I put that together. I had people, it was a battle, it was an MC battle. And from there, from an MC battle to an R&B and hip hop fashion show to just R&B. And then I realized that I had a niche of wanting to be around R&B artists. So that was my genre that I chose. Hip hop is cool, don't get me wrong, but if you don't understand the culture, don't try and make yourself, don't be phony in what you do. So I knew that was not my market. That's something that intellectually I wasn't prepared for, because people do hip hop and rap, they use big words, they put things together. I don't sell drugs, so I don't know what this means and what that means versus, you know what I mean? If you're not saying I sell drugs, I don't know nicknames. So I just knew that wasn't for me. But I know in R&B, I know love is love, hate is hate, broken, I know these things, so I can relate more with that. And just over the years, just meeting great people like, and her name is Deanna Williams, and a lot of people call her Diana, but she is the co-founder, the mother of Black Music Month. And I'm coined as the godson of Black Music Month, and Mr. Kenny Gamble is the father of Black Music Month. Black Music Month being founded in 1979, June 7th, 1979, I believe, 6 or 7. And so actually celebrating. We just celebrated 41 years. The next year is 42, of course.
Oh wow!
And I'm excited. You know what I mean? I have this. My saying, leave a legacy, not a problem. And I feel like with even being a part of something as huge as an international holiday such as Black Music Month, which some of the viewers probably don't even know what that is, because a lot of people look at February and say, February, Black History Month, celebrate everything Black. But June is another month that we can really like wrap our arms around people in the music community.
Okay.
And Deanna is she is a legend. Being around her, having a mentor like that. And that's so important to have mentors who can walk in a room and make change, or who have made changes to an industry or a genre of whatever you're trying to be a part of. So it's funny because I have a guy, he was an intern for like 2 seconds, but then he's like, you're my mentor. And I was like, oh wow, I have a mentee. And those are organically placed in. It's not, you can't walk around and start picking people and saying, you're my mentee, I want to be your mentor. I mean, you can, but it's an organic. And I had a friend tell me that I was her mentee, and I was like, I think I'm a little better than you. Like, what you want to do is two different things. You're in a whole different market. Yeah. And in this market, I'm in this lane, and you can't mentor me in this lane. So yeah, it's just great. I mean, people that are watching, it's always great to have a great mentor. And let me just say, the mentor does not have to have created a Black Music Month or created a build a building or nothing like that. They just have to have the knowledge and the capability to help direct you in the lane that you want to be in, whatever that is, whether it's being a RN and you are a CNA, but you want to get to that point to becoming a doctor, having a mentor, you know what I mean? So it's like, they don't have to be the corporation. They can still be an employee of where you want to be and move up on that ladder. So
they just got to feed you. Got to feed you some knowledge.
Yeah. Their knowledge has to feed you and help you and guide you. That's what it is. But with Deanna, I don't bother her too much. I send her random texts, tell her I love her, how you doing? I think she's about to be 67, and she's a certain age. She's my mother's age. Yeah. You have to take care of them. You have to check on their health and wellness and mental state. This pandemic is really hard for older people. I'm not elderly because I don't look at my mom as an elderly person, sickly. You know what I mean? But you have to check on everybody that's in their 60s and on up, so especially 65 on up, to make sure that they're good. Yeah. So it's good to have a mentor that I can just bother, you know what I mean? Yeah. And love and just get these answers that I don't even she answers questions that I don't even ask.
That's what I was gonna say too. That's what I was gonna say, because you were saying like I don't really bother her much, but I'm like, she probably just feeds you when you call her just to say hey. You know what I mean? You probably get more than what you asked for or what you even call for when you call, because it's love like that. And yeah.
But yeah, I always, every chance I get, I always big her up, because a lot of what she did for the culture fuels me. It's a couple of women in my life that fuel me when it comes to whatever I'm trying to do. Tiffany Bacon, Lady B, they all have their own lane in their legacy from Philadelphia. So I look at those, and those are my motivations to just kind of just do better and stay focused. There's other people too, but I'm not going to sit here and it's about me.
Yeah, for sure. We're here about you. So Black Music Month, that started in Philadelphia though?
Black Music Month was birthed. Yes, in Philadelphia. It was Philadelphia natives that Deanna, in case somebody's fact checking, she is from New York, but she's spent more than half of her life in Philadelphia. Okay. She's also best friends to Kathy Hughes. She spent time in DC. Okay. But Mr. Gamble and Ed Wright, they are from Philadelphia. So Deanna claims Philly. So yes, it was birthed in Philadelphia. So a quick story: Mr. Gamble, in 1978, I believe, was in Nashville, and Country Music Association, so the CMA. So Mr. Gamble said, you know what, we need a Black Music Association. So what he did was he gathered all his Black friends in the music industry, and they formed the Black Music Association, which led to a group of Black entertainment, people in entertainment, managers, A&Rs, all types of positions in the industry. Right. And they came together, and with Deanna and Mr. Gamble, they formed this bill and they got it approved. So it just kind of started from one idea and it trickled into something bigger, which we all, that we've been sharing for the last 41 years. So it's my job. It's my job, my duty to continue to push this, because when they're good and long gone, I still want to be able to say, you know what? Call on me to speak about Black Music Month. Call on me to do. So I'm doing my job until it's my turn to take that, take the steering wheel and run with it and keep her legacy going, both he and Deanna.
So did I read it right that you have a day?
Yes. So in Philadelphia, I have six well, in Philly, when I say citations, people are like, what is that? I'm like, it's a good thing to be cited.
Yeah.
Like city officials, state representatives. Last year, I was at Harrisburg and they presented me with the citation from Senator Sharif Street, which was a big deal because it was in front of my mom, my sister, and my dad. And I stood on the floor. Well, you stand up and wave and all that stuff. A couple people being presented this citation, but it's just the whole performance. It's just the whole, you're in the Capitol building of Harrisburg and it's like gold. The walls are gold, and it's just legendary there. It's so many bills have been passed on this floor. But in 2016, I did receive a proclamation here in Atlanta. So June 18th is my day for Black Music Month. Okay. So Comeback Philly Style is the Black Music Month event that I created in 2010. So it started in Philadelphia. When I moved here, I took a year off. What I did within that year, though, was promote and be attached to anything Black Music Month until I got my feet grounded here. And then 2016, I wanted to make it official. One thing about moving to another city, everybody thinks the same, but it's certain things that are different. So here in Georgia, that opportunity is presented for a proclamation to create that day and make yourself known in the books of Georgia. So I reached out to City Councilman Julius Bond, and he came out and he presented me with the proclamation. And that was all from taking my print from Philadelphia and just working it here in Georgia. I'm friends with a lot of the city council people. I'm probably friends with all the Black city council people in Philadelphia, people in the mayor's office. So I just took that blueprint and said, listen, people in position of city council, they need us. You know what I mean? They need us to vote for them. They need us to support them so they can continue to do what they love to do. So it's not a give and take. It's like, I need you, and this is why you're in this seat, and you should definitely help. Here's my proposal.
Right.
Of course, I did it correctly. I didn't just walk up and say with my finger pointed at him. I presented her with a proposal, the idea. I met with him. I articulated, my words, and and he happened to be somebody who used to be a promoter here in Georgia, in Atlanta. So he was part of Nick and all of that. So he was like, "Oh, I love music."
Yeah,
he loves it.
You were speaking his language.
So I was speaking his language, and if I never had that conversation with him, and another secret too, with wanting to get in touch with your city council, you research, you look at every city council in any state that you're looking at has what they believe in. You have one that are about education. You have one that's about the arts. You look for the ones with the arts. They want to find you some money. They want to.
Right.
So you have to read what they're all about. Read their bio, because you could be talking to a Black woman and you're trying to do something for women, but she may be about education. She may not be about domestic violence or mental health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you present it well, she may say, I am a woman. Let me dive into that. You may change her narrative of what she want to support as a city council person. So, and also too, city council at large gets you a little more room because they can go anywhere in that state and give you a proclamation or support you. So that's just a little tip for people who are trying to get their in their city, trying to get city council to be involved. Look for somebody that's at large. That's a city councilman that can go in any district.
Dope. See, I told y'all. See all this value for free? This man can charge for that. Giving it to you right here on the KoolKard show. Kick it with KoolKard. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's go back a little bit though. Let's go back a little bit. So you were doing all this. You're promoting shows. You were you said you did a couple shows, right? You did a fashion show, you said?
Yeah, I did a couple shows.
So how did it lead up to you saying, I want to be a brand strategist. Can you take us through that path? Like how did you start there, and then how did you start getting your clients and then working with celebrities and stuff like that?
Well, one thing about me, I look to see, I'm all about having respect. So the respect that I have for my elders in the industry, I always look to seek knowledge from them. So in Philadelphia, you have people like Charlie Mack, you have people like Deanna Williams, you have people like Lady B, who was actually the first woman of hip hop. She actually has a background to where she was supposed to be the original person that created the Source magazine. Like she recorded, she's like one of the first hip hop, right before Shantae Roxanne. They had the same producer. It's just such a history, but she's such a legend. You know, all the hip hop artists that you see now, they slept on her couch. You know, she's been in radio for 30 years, so she was breaking their records, like local Wendy Williams to what Wendy Williams was to Mr. Gossip, you know, Patty Jackson. It's so many people. So I attract, well, I don't attract, I seek those type of people that I can learn from just by sitting in the room and just listening and having those random conversations. But also too, when you're trying to get, when you're trying to be under somebody and learn, you have to always bring gifts. You always have to bring something. How do they benefit? So if they're on radio, find some people you can interview. You know, find content for them so they can see your worth. Because if you're just always pulling, they're going to pull away from you. So always have something to give. Don't just sit there and ask for everything, you know. And it's hard for me too to just be asking for stuff. I'm always like, hey, Deanna, you know, whatever. And she's like, oh, what you need? Right. But as far as transitioning to brand strategist, it wasn't until, and like I said, moving from one state to the next, the conversations are different here. You know, here they use so many different words that are not like proclamation versus citation.
Okay.
Proclamation seems like it's like pristine.
Yeah.
But it's a citation in a whole nother state. So when I did an interview earlier today, and I talked about when people are telling you who you are, you have to listen to that. You have to listen. If you can paint really well, and somebody say you're a painter, you think, oh, I just paint well, I can paint in the lines. You can possibly be a painter, you know. So you have to listen to what your audience is telling you, because those are the people who are going to support you at the end of the day. So when people started, when I found out about this word brand strategist, I had to do a little more research. And every interview that I do speak on the fact that branding is lifestyle. Marketing is the numbers, you know. So people that are brand strategists, it's more to just saying I'm a brand strategist, because if this hoodie looks fine and I want and I wear hoodies all the time, is that my brand? You know what I mean? But then what type of hoodies? You know, is this a black owned hoodie? You know, is this, you know, fiber, whatever, you know, it's all about those things. If you want to dive deeper into what that brand is wearing, if I'm drinking coffee, where am I drinking coffee? Am I at a black owned coffee, you know, thing, or am I still at Starbucks? What do you want your audience to know about you as a person? So your brand is your personality. So I always push that too. The brand is you. That is your personality. I don't know if you can see the shirt, but you know, person, place, or thing. And I'm from Philadelphia, so the word John means person, place, or thing. So I just took that that culture from Philadelphia and just said a brand, it can be a person, place, or thing. So people was like, oh, brand strategist. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with the word celebrity brand strategist versus just, because I take on anybody, any client that has a goal, that has a dream, that has a mission. I'm taking you, as long as it makes sense, as long as you're not, you know, give me the runaround and you can afford me, because that at the end of the day, it's about being able to afford my services, or understanding that I'm a la carte and you can come and get this service and then come and get that service, and you know, but don't play me though, you know what I mean? Don't feed me this and then come back 6 months later and think my energy is going to be the same, because it's not, because you played me 6 months ago and now you're back in my face because they know how to handle you as a brand.
Do you seek people, or can they seek you out, or are you very selective? Like you know, if they present themselves, you kind of survey what they're all about, who they are, and then you decide if you want to work with them or not. Is it more that way for you?
Well, I mean, it's more like I do seek people out, but I definitely accept people who wants to help. Okay. You know, and I take face value. I talk to the potential client. I let them tell me what they've done, what they didn't do, who likes them, who don't like them, and what drama, whatever.
Yeah.
And go from there, because that's not my problem. I don't have nothing to do with that. So
Right.
we're going to start fresh here. Let's make sure that you are a good fit. Even with now, a couple months ago, since this pandemic, I started talking about creating a system. So with my new system, if you want me to talk to you, you have to go through this process. You click on this link, you book an appointment, you answer these questions.
Oh yeah.
When I look at these answers to those questions, I then know how to handle the next conversation, our face-to-face conversation, because I'll talk to you for an hour because you paid for it, but I will also keep it real with you and tell you that you're not ready. You are ready, or you may need these services, or did you think about this? Let's do this part, and then you need to work on that part, because I'm not a stylist. I don't take on multiple jobs just to say that I can do it.
Yeah.
I've learned multiple jobs as far as website, electronic press kit, all that stuff, kind of styling, creative director, because sometimes you may need to do that to make to expedite the project.
Right.
If it's something too hard, I'm not going to play myself and act like I can do it. I'll go to the client and say, you need to pay this person because they can do it better. I know how to do flyers, but I'm not a graphic designer.
Right.
So if you want smoke coming out the side of the corner and faded, and I'm not doing it.
Right.
Because I don't want to. And you got to pay somebody to do it.
Quick question. Is it easier to brand a person or a product for you, in your opinion? And I know people can say that the person is a product too, but
yeah,
you get what I'm saying, like a physical product, inanimate object.
I would say, and I guess I never had to answer that question in a sense, but at the end of the day, there is a person, a human being that's going to approve or not approve something, right? Mm-hmm. So you're always dealing with the emotion of the person. There is an emotion with somebody. So even if they give me a budget and they say, I want to do this, I still have to take that product and present it to a person.
Right.
So that person emotionally is going to not like it or not like it, right? And I'm still have to deal with his attitude. I'm have to deal with her attitude, whomever, or a good attitude or a bad. I still have to deal with an emotion.
Right.
So even if it's a product, I still got to deal with a human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to wind up being the same, because if they're like, I don't like it, now I have to sell them on why they should like it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The part is, it's the person. I don't have to dress somebody, and they don't have to feel insecure about their weight or their size or their height or their skin or their hair. The product is going to look beautiful, and the only thing they're looking at is how it's displayed as the marketing plan strategy that is placed. Okay. So I would just say, like, it's probably easier with the product, but I still know that I have to deal with an emotional person, good or bad.
Yeah. Always that human element, man.
Yeah.
Always that human element.
Like, hey, that's unfortunate enough to have something where they just like, I do what you gotta do, we'll approve it, we don't care. Then, but where we gonna find a client like that?
Yeah, exactly. Where you gonna find that at? Even if they tell you that, it's gonna be, but you know what? You know it. Hey, you said a person's name, and I always wondered about this guy. I don't know his history. You said Charlie Mack. Yeah. Everybody from Philadelphia, and even if they're not from Philadelphia, they're in the industry, they reference Charlie Mack. What Charlie Mack done that just, everybody, Will Smith is big on Charlie Mack. Like, he...
The funny thing, nobody knows. And he's done so. When I say this man has done so much, he was at Aretha Franklin. Like, how you at Aretha Franklin's funeral in the second row? Right. He's everywhere. He just Barack Obama was in Philly a couple weeks ago. He announced them. He was a part of the announcing Barack Obama to come out. This man does so much stuff. Like, and he gets so much respect. Everywhere. Yes, his claim to fame, loosely I'm gonna say, is Will Smith, his best friend, Jazzy Jeff. So he was there in the beginning.
Okay.
He can always tell his story, but in the 80s, he sold drugs. He stopped selling it to work with Will Smith. Okay. Will was like, look, we not doing that, we doing this. let's get this money. And that changed his whole life. And you can Google him, and he always tells that story of changing his life. Getting on the right path and never looking back. And from that, selling drugs got him to understanding the hustle, understanding the business, understanding the, you can't just take. You gotta have a product to give so they can receive you well. So just like I said a couple minutes ago, you can't walk up to people and expect them to just give you stuff. You have to have something to offer, whether it's a skill, whether it's labor, whether it's, whatever. Mm-hmm. So, he's a legend in his own right. He's a legend in his own right. He has his own lane. Can't nobody else walk through it. And that's it. Oh, I actually, you know what? A fun fact, I did his wedding in 2012.
Really?
So pretty dope. Jazzy Jeff, Tyrese, Jazzy Jeff, Will Smith, Troy Carter, who's the founder. He founded Lady Gaga and the little boy group. I forget their names, but Troy Carter owns part of Uber. He's on Shark Tank from time to time. But yeah, I got to do Charlie's wedding. Jada Pinkett Smith was there. Dougie Fresh was a surprise guest. That's like the ultimate, like, best event that I've done. With so many celebrities and socialites and influencers in the building. It was right in Jersey. And I can say that I was the event planner for it. So it's pretty cool.
Wow. That's cool, man. That's cool.
20th. I'm the 21st of December. So he got married on his birthday. So it was like a birthday gift to me to be a part, to see Jada Pinkett in person. I'm mad. To this day, I'm mad at myself because the only thing I could say to Jada was hello. Oh no, I'm sorry. I said hi. And she said hello. And I was like, I could have said more than that because I am the event coordinator, so I could go anywhere she can go.
Right.
And she was even and I'm actually good friends with Will Smith's sister, Ellen. Will was really cool. I thought we was best friends for like 48 hours. Like, that's his personality.
Right.
Tyrese was but I don't know him. So that's fine. But I did get a chance to go to his house, Tyrese's house, in 2016, 17. I don't know. He would never know unless he sees this interview that I was there for the Grammy party, ate up all his food, drunk up his, so
right.
I got him. He was like,
I got him back. I'm gonna eat every day, drink it all.
Drop in the bucket for him. That food was probably catered, and he probably don't even care. But it's just my little fun thing that I, till I get a chance to like meet him and really talk to him in a good space. I feel like anytime you meet somebody, it's where you meet them and how you meet them that gets you to be a little closer. So if it's a fanfare and everybody's yelling his name, he's not going to see you. But if I'm afforded the opportunity to be with Charlie Mack and go to his house or stand on the corner, you have your best moments just standing somewhere and having that conversation at intimate time.
Oh yeah.
I'll be able to say, hey, you remember me, and jokingly kind of get to know Tyrese or whatever. But
I've been in a couple of those situations. It is amazing to just be a fly on the wall, and just sit there, and then if you see him again, they acknowledge you or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because my interview earlier, I talked about this. It's people in this industry that I'm cool with, right? But we're not texting, but I'm so cool with them because of the last time seeing them and the experience that we had and that little intimate time that we had. They remember me from one award show to the next. So they're my industry friends, my associates. So when I see them and I'm like, celebrities, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? They're like, yo, what's up? Even if they don't know my name, it's about face recognition. It's about your brand being in a position to where if somebody's watching you, they see you talking to that person that they wish they can talk to.
Yeah.
And people are going to assume whatever. They're going to say, oh my God, Ike, you manage him. Oh my God, Ike, you do this. And it's up to you to correct them or not to correct them. But I would say correct them. But like, no, he cool. That's the homie. When I see him, it's love.
Yeah, you don't never want to fake it, but you can.
Yeah, like I don't have time for that.
You can correct them, and then they can still think what they want to think, because they're still gonna think what they want to think. They're gonna think, oh, well, you cool with them, so they're gonna host you up on a pedestal a little bit more anyway.
When they get the opportunity to be in a room with them, they be like, yo, Ike said y'all best friend, like something stupid.
Exactly.
You never know. People in rooms right now. I was in a room earlier today with this dude. He had to have been a millionaire, white guy. His sneakers look cheap. but he was talking big money, and I was like, "Yo, this man he got money." Mm-hmm. I could tell by his sneakers before he opened up his mouth. I just knew he had money because his sneakers didn't mean nothing to him.
Yeah,
his bank account did, but them sneakers didn't mean nothing.
Don't mean a dang
like
thing.
Of a millionaire, somebody with money. Unfortunately, Black people got to show it off on their wrist and they sneakers.
I was just talking to somebody about that today. About I was watching the podcast. I forget the name of it, but it's Ocho Cinco, Chad Johnson, Brandon Marshall, and another guy, ex-NFL players, and Chad was talking about. He was like, man, throughout my whole career, I never bought real jewelry. He was like, think about it. He was like, the women that approach you, they've already Googled your name anyway. They already know what you're about. What I need to have real jewelry for? I ain't trying to impress them. They already know what I'm about. They already know what they came for. So he was like, what time is it right now? And Brandon was like, well, it's like 3:30. He was like, did that cost you anything? He was like, no, exactly. Time's free. What would I spend all that money for? And time's free.
Yeah, the rapper Plies, he talked about that. He was like, he was somewhere, and he talked about that on his Instagram when how he goes on his little stories and rants and stuff. He was talking about that he was in a room with these white women, and they were like, why would I pay full price? The bag is a $5,000 bag, but they paid $1,000 for, like, they knock off.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but Black people want to go and spend all of that. I know they having like some beef about Birkin bags or something crazy is going on social media. The money, it's just I don't know.
It's just retarded, man. What, $15K, $20K for a Birkin bag? I go put that down on a house.
Yeah.
Get me a rental property.
I go to sneaker stores, and I can afford some sneakers, but I'm like, nope. I go and see what's for $20, $30. My limit is $30. And I go and buy it, and I just stack my little sneaker collection. Because at one point in time, people was loving it and paying that $100 and something, and that was $30.
Exactly. Good. That's how I roll every day, all day, and the sneaker collection still look fly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Listen, I was in Ross when I went to LA, and I found these Adidas for $29.99 or something like that. They are the most comfortable. I never had a pair of Yeezys, but they are just that. Like, it's like you walk.
Because a Yeezy ain't nothing but an Adidas shoe, so
exactly true. Well, yeah, that's true. Yep.
Adidas,
so
yes.
I got my own Yeezys. What's up?
It's an Adidas shoe, so it's the same thing. And there's several Adidas out there that look just like Yeezys.
Yeah.
Because they took that blueprint and they did their own thing because they know that style sells. So yeah, come on, man.
And the brand, him as the brand is selling. So. Yep. They all made by the same people, cost the same amount of money to make it.
They making 1,000% markup on them shoes, man. So let's talk about this book.
Okay.
Your book. It's on Amazon right now, selling. I got the link in the bio. Slide that thing over to your left a little bit. Let us see it. Yep. Nope, bring it back to the middle. Yeah. There we go. Boom. The brand is you, y'all. The link is in the bio. It's on sale on Amazon. You can buy the Kindle version. You can buy the hard copy. Support.
You know what too? Last couple of weeks I've been putting it on my website. So on my website you can get an autographed copy.
Okay.
So when you purchase via my website, IM3media.com, you'll get autograph it.
That's cool.
And then also too, it's not really announced, but it's announced a little bit. But I started a beard oil. So so it's called Be Unique Beard Oil.
Okay.
You get the oil, and then you get a beard balm as well. So.
Wow. Okay.
It comes with a card with the logo, and then it tells you like the instructions. I don't know. Yeah, I think you can see it a little bit better.
Cock it back towards you a little bit, and you can see it.
Yeah, there you go. It just tells you how to apply and everything like that. But it's pretty cool because I have a beard, as you can see, and it's just funny because people don't ask me to be a beard sponsor, and I know the big thing is because I'm not with muscles and I'm not half naked on my social media, and they don't care about the celebrities that I know. They just want sex, sex sells. So
right.
My beard line is really cool. I can't wait to really like push the brand. And I had some models. Well, they're not models. They just good friends, attractive friends of mine. And they just like, hey, I want to do it. I actually go to Philly next week. And, Philly is known for their beards. And I got some of my best friends, and they just going to stand in front of the camera. And they are going to allow me to creative direct this whole little photo shoot. So I'm really excited about that. Of course, collect some behind the scenes stuff and create a video and just make that a whole, make it a whole thing.
Experience. So, make it experience. What and you're dropping it on November 1st, right?
November the 1st. So in celebration of No Shave November, which is a month that you're not supposed to shave. It's weird because I feel like it's supposed to be in support of I believe it's supposed to be in support of cancer.
Colon cancer, right? Men dealing with prostate or colon cancer or something like that?
Yeah. So now the confusion that I have is that one year I did it and I just let my beard grow and didn't get a haircut, and everything, any money that I was going to put for my haircut, you donated.
Oh, so I got you.
I put my beard down and I just let it grow for the whole month. And I just didn't get my haircut, and then you donate the money.
Okay.
So, I think you could do either or. I think the bottom line is really donating your money to the cause and stuff like that. So, and No Shave November has been around for a while. So that hashtag is going to be a part of the marketing material and stuff like that. And I have a website, IM3 MEDIA / Be Unique Beard Care. Okay. It's mistakenly active now, but it's not completed. But yeah, you'll be able to buy it off my website. We'll package it. It comes in this nice little bag, and I'm gonna put my logo in the corner. So when you are done with it, or if you leave it on the counter and you're like, oh my God, I gotta put my jewelry or something, and you just need to travel somewhere, you got something extra, something that can last a little longer than the product once it runs out. So I'm just excited. I'm excited to really these my hoodies. This is just one hoodie, but I was going to do the hoodie thing, but then God dropped this idea in my head, and I was like, let me run with this because it makes sense. We got the holiday, you got Valentine's Day, you got Father's Day.
Are you
and so
are you going to donate any of the proceeds, like some of your first sales, to the cancer?
You know what? I didn't even think about that because honestly, literally yesterday, I realized that November was No Shave November. So I haven't gotten to that part. Okay. I will say though, for the first 2 weeks, I am doing 20% off. So I am doing some type of percentage off. I just didn't even think about the donation aspect of it because, I'm a one-man band. I'm actually building. I just actually picked up an intern. So I'm excited about that. And then I have my little cousin, who you've really been talking to a lot through IG and email. Okay. Vita. So she's really stepped her game up and was like, hey, I want to help. I don't want to get paid. Of course I'm gonna, pay her, but she's like, I'm not doing it for that. I'm good. So I just want to be active. And sometimes people just want to be actively doing something. It's not about the money. So I do appreciate that. I know she's probably watching. I know she watched my earlier interview. But yeah, I'm just trying to build the team, and it's really hard. All these accolades and things that I've done, it's still people that come up to me and like, I want to work, I want to help, I want to volunteer, and you give them 2 tasks and they're gone. I'm like, here you go. So
it's so hard to find good help.
It really is. Yes,
it's hard to find good help, man. Even if you pay them, even if you pay them.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah. So you gotta,
people's mindset. They think they want something and they realize the work is there. I had an intern and he was like, it was like day 26. He was like, hey, so don't interns normally last 29 days? Like how long? I was like, you know what? Today is your last day. Thank you. And I was a little annoyed because I didn't even know him. And the person who connected me with him was a friend on Facebook who I'm not friends with. For real, I don't know her. She just hit me up and said, my girlfriend's son needs an intern. And I was like, okay. So I'm accessible. Like people can have access to me by DMing me and stuff. So I'm there. But it's just unfortunate that you stick your neck out for people and give them give them an inch and they just don't even move. They normally say take an inch and give them an inch and they take a mile. It's like people going backwards. They like, oh, here go your. I'm out. I'm good. So,
Yeah,
They don't even want,
man.
they don't even want to start. So I don't know, but I just keep on going. Like I said, it's been 20 years. Um, and I still love what I do. The same energy, even when I was working a full-time job. I'm happy to say that I've been an entrepreneur for the last 5 years. Put my 2 weeks notice in at a bank in Philadelphia, after working at 3 different banks. And I was like, I'm out. You know what I mean? Here you go. Here's your keys. This is my last day. Do my audit.
I know that
You
felt
know,
good. Felt great, didn't
yeah,
it?
it really did. It really felt good. And then the support and the love that I received, because I already 20 years, you think, well, 15 years at the time, I already had great relationships and people were moving to Atlanta. When I tell you on a stack of Bibles, I did not know nothing about Philadelphia, good, bad, or indifferent. I didn't know nothing or care about any of the reality show stuff. I just moved here. I just know that I was hitting a glass ceiling and I said, okay, I'm the man here. I need to take this and grow to be the man in another city.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best thing that I could have done, is move to Georgia. Because my first night here, I went to an event. The next day, I went to 2 events, and the rest is history. So, and now I show up.
Oh, it's fast paced here, man. And you can do something every night here. You know.
Yeah. So I love it. I love it. I have the utmost respect for everybody that's in this industry. I don't take it for granted, because looks can fade. You know, I can walk out, something can happen, and I'm no longer here. So I definitely stay as humble as possible, and just wait for whatever opportunities to come. And so it's cool. I love it. So I wake up every day excited about my midday nap. I'm excited about eating in front of the TV. Like, I just regular stuff,
Right.
regular dude. And it's so hard because I was going to originally write a book called I'm Not Famous, Just Popular. And how I feel about fame versus popularity is it's such a parallel line, but sometimes it goes into goes into the lane, because people will yell your name and you feel like you're famous, but you're just popular and they want something.
Right.
And it's like, what do you want?
9 times out of 10, they want something.
Yeah, so so with this book, I just took chapters that I already wrote with it, and I just like broke it into different books, because then I realized
you got 5 steps. So let me ask you this. For the people watching who need they need some knowledge on branding themselves, and they don't have someone like you yet.
Right.
Can you give 2 steps just to kind of reel them in?
So my favorite one is the 5th one, and it's simple: being consistent. And then the first one is understanding your brand. So when it comes to understanding your brand, what is your mission statement? What are you trying to accomplish? If somebody walks up to you and say, "Hey, I want to hire you," but what do? Do you know it? Do you know your elevator pitch? Do you realize that people judge you? And this is not a tip. This is just within this book, that people are judging you for the first 7 seconds of meeting you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I joke about the fact that I don't trust people with a suitcase and a blazer that always has a suitcase. I don't trust you because I don't. Like, what are you hiding that you always got to look like that?
Yeah, a lot of people play business, man.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, I got a briefcase. I'm watching this show Suits, and it's funny because the guy in the first 2 seasons, before he became skilled at being a fake lawyer, he was always wearing this little satchel that he would wear. So now that he's feeling himself and he's learning now he got this little stupid suitcase, and every episode he has it instead of the set.
Yeah.
And he went from riding a bike to now doing car service. So it's like his brand changed in those couple of seasons, and I'm annoyed with how him weird. So it's like little things. I'm so annoyed with this stupid briefcase. I wish you could like leave it in the car. But yeah, so I would just say, know your brand, understand your brand, and
listen, and you say that, but some people don't know their brand. How do they tap in? Jump, like you have something, you know what you have, but how do you know where to go with it? How to really brand it?
Well, so like I said earlier, you allow people to tell you who you are. So like I said, if you sing and somebody say, "Oh, baby, you a singer," you may need to be a singer. If people are telling you that, you may need to invest in understanding, should you be a singer? Okay. But then you also, within the book, at the end of the book, I talk about doing a SWOT analysis, and that's finding out your strength, your weakness, your opportunity, and your threats of whatever you want to do. So if you feel like by the time you write out all your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and threats, and you feel like it's more cons than pros, then you may not need to do that. Or you may not be ready. You may need to do it, but this may not be the time. You may need to go back to school. You may have to learn how to read music. You may, if you could be a pianist, and you may just know how to play off of memory, but you don't understand how to read the music. So you may have to go back to school for a little bit to learn it, because you may want to do opera, you may want to do classical or whatever, but you can play a gospel song, but you don't know how to do classical,
right?
But you don't know the music. So it's really, once you do a SWOT analysis, and I tell people that all the time, you understand who you are. It helps understand, pull from ideas that you have in your head, and then you say, yo, I got a lot of weaknesses. How do I take these weaknesses out of this box and put it in my strengths, or put it in my opportunities? And also too, and don't be scared to have the same word in each box. I always use an example of being talkative. You can talk your way out of a check. You can talk your way into a check. You can talk your way into a room, but then don't understand what the people are saying. So if they're more educated than you, what is the opportunity? Opportunity is to learn bigger words. The opportunity is that you can talk your way into a different room where people are more educated. Every room, everybody's not educated. Each room holds value for a specific reason. If you go to open mic, people are not talking politics.
Right.
But if you go to City Hall, it's political talk all day. So are you ready for that versus just going to a bowling alley or something, just where people are just not in the work.
Get ready for your environment. Got to prep yourself.
Yeah. They say, be ready so you don't have to get ready. So if politics is what you want to go into, and you don't know 5 things Barack Obama did for Black people, or whatever bills or whatever he's passed or whatever such and such, then you need to research that. You need to really be advanced in what you're talking about. But I will say this too: if you know that you have a specific goal, and your goal, now this may be a stretch, but just follow me. If your goal and your direction in politics is all things Black change, and that's your goal, that's your mission, to make change for Black people, then you need to know all those factual things. But then you also need to direct your attention to people who also is focused on that. Like I talked about city council, read their body, read what they're passionate about, read what they're actively seeking to accomplish in their seat, and then you seek those people. At least that conversation is gonna go further than talking to somebody that has nothing to do with a Black Lives Matter or low income or new development and whatever. You get what I'm saying? I don't really want to talk politics, because I follow it, and I'm very surprised that I've really been following this election, which is great, because I never had interest in it until it became a problem like this.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool to kind of, so I can have a small conversation about it, because I'm not arguing with nobody about anything.
I'm not arguing. I'm not talking politics. I'm done. Nah, I don't do all that. 2 things though. So once you have all that, what are some things, 2 things, just say, you can give me 2. What are 2 things you shouldn't do, whether it's on social media or in the public, that could possibly kill your brand or dilute your brand?
The one thing, the biggest thing is the 2 things is being fraudulent and not being consistent.
Okay.
So even with the last step, being consistent. So if let's just say if you were a singer and then you wanted to rebrand yourself, because now you don't want to sing, now you want to be a producer, you have to show that transition. You can't just go dark on your Instagram and then come back up that you're a producer. And like, how did you do that? You never talked about being a producer. You were singing. So then is it people told you couldn't sing? You ever see Kim Burrell do that thing where she has people on her live, and the girl was singing, and she was like, my friends say I can sing, and she was like, yeah, no, baby, you need you can't.
Nah, I didn't see that.
Producer, I'm like, okay, because Kim Burrell publicly told you can't sing. So it's kind of like you have to listen to people, because they know best, because we're our worst critic, but the people that are telling us that, they are our potential consumers, customers, clients, and all that stuff. Yeah.
So listen, I got another question for you.
Okay.
Real quick, how can someone work with you? How can they get in touch with you? How do they reach out to you? What's the best way to reach out to you? You said something about a form that you have to fill out. Is it through your website? How does it work?
So the form that I'm talking about is when people want to do a one-on-one consultation. So if they are a brand and they want to talk to me about their brand and seek some guidance. Of course, like anything, I'm not going to give you the full meal. I'm going to give you a piece. I'm going to give you some crumbs so you can then eat on that and think about that you want to come sit at this table to get the whole meal. You know what I mean? So right. I feed you enough to get to kind of hook you on, like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. Doing these interviews, just talking and people grasping, or collecting data or anything that I'm saying that is connecting with them. That's why I do these interviews, so I can talk to the masses of people that don't know me on Instagram.
Right.
But to get in touch with me, to work with me, is really just DMing me or emailing me. You see how fast it was when me and you started connecting with Ramon. Yeah. So it's just really just taking that initial step, but make that initial step professional. Don't email me and be like, yo, what's up? Because right. I'm not going to respond to that. Right. But if you're like, hey, how are you? My name is, I see that you do this, and this is what I'm expecting out of this conversation. Then therefore you get further than just yo, you cute, yo, your beard, what you put in there, like yo, like that to me is very you
and I'm sure you get all that too. You
need to back out this email, click the link to do your 1 hour consultation with me, so I could teach you how to do this, and right. then email.
I'm pretty sure you're speaking from experience, because yeah,
it's just it's just weird, you know what I mean? And because it's so much, I mean, people can WhatsApp you, people can inbox you, DM, video chat you on every platform, and it's just Skype. Now I got Skype on my phone thanks to you. I'm at the
I'm pretty sure there's 45 other people that got Skype on their phone thanks to me.
It's so funny because it's like Telegram, with people doing that susu stuff. It's like you put Telegram, it was on my phone, and then everybody invited me to crap. I'm like, please stop.
Right.
I think it's so ignorant that people are just inviting people for no reason. My phone going off crazy because I don't know nothing about this susu thing, and you got me in this stupid group because you want to show them that you can invite people. I'm like, don't use me.
Yep. Yep.
So
hey, before we go, I want to play a quick game with you.
Okay.
I got a couple popular brands. I got their slogans. I'm gonna say the slogan. You gotta tell me the brand.
Oh, okay.
Can we do that?
Let's see how well I don't do.
All right. So brand number 1, their slogan is "Think Different."
Is this a product that you can eat, or is a product?
No, you can't eat it. Well, I'll give you a good hint. You'll probably get it. It represents something you can eat, but it's not edible.
Hold on, give me the slogan again.
Think different.
And then what was the hint?
It represents something edible, but it's not edible.
I don't know. What is it?
Apple.
Oh, I should have known you was an apple. I feel like I knew that.
All right.
Where the little man in the corner with the drums?
I know, right?
Where is he at? He all.
Look, I'll give you a triangle. Did you hear that? All right. Number 2, we got "A diamond is forever." And we ain't talking Kanye.
Where are you getting these slogans from?
Come on, man. It's popular. We all know it. Listen. If you were to see the list, you'd be like, oh, I know that. Oh, I know that. But if you just hear it.
A diamond is forever.
A diamond is forever.
I feel like it's a perfume line or K's Jeweler or something like that.
De Beers.
Huh?
De Beers jewelry.
See, I knew it was a jewelry.
Yeah. I gotta get a buzzer sound over here. Hold on, let me get a buzzer on you.
That wasn't a part of the pre questions and stuff. You should have I can look a little smart.
All right, let me give you. Maybe you'll get this one. Hold on, let me
Okay.
see. Let me give you one. You might get it. Uh, Fly to Friendly Skies.
I I know it. Fly to
It's not. It's not Southwest. It's not American Airlines. I'm giving you a good hint here.
is it Delta?
Nope.
No, Fly to Friendly Skies. Is Delta.
You got
Frontier, I know it's not that.
no.
Spirit.
It ain't. It ain't. It ain't Soul Plane.
You said United. Is it
Yep.
United?
Yep. Here we
Okay.
go.
Okay. Put one on the board for me.
I did. I just gave you the DJ horn. Let me hit it again. Turn it up. Pull up. All right, you want another one? You want to keep going?
All right, give me one more. Because what you did. This is the fifth one.
This is the third one, I think. Oh, the fourth one. This is the fourth.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, you gotta get this one. Takes
Okay.
the licking and keeps on ticking. Come on, you got it.
This is a product. I mean, I heard this.
It
I
is
heard
a
this.
product. It is a product. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
What's it? Rolex?
Nope. I give you another. I give you one more. Come on.
Okay. But what was the answer to that one?
No, I'm. You can get a guess. You're on.
Okay.
Takes
Okay.
and keeps on ticking.
Uh-huh.
You thinking too expensive, man. You thinking too expensive.
Okay.
It yeah, kind of sounds like Rolex, but it's not Rolex.
What other watches are there? I'm thinking too high.
Yeah, yeah.
Too
You thinking Dom Perignon money, and
takes a I'm horrible at this. But you can put me on an island and on a reality show, and I can get off the island. I know that. But I promise you that.
You just gotta get these slogans. Come on, man. It's like Rolex, but it's not Rolex. You thinking champagne?
Takes a look, but I don't even know. I feel really stupid because I'm like, what other watch? Not what other watch is it? No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just like,
You want me to tell you?
yeah.
Timex.
Oh, I'm horrible. Okay, we can stop this game. Money on the line because I would have been out 3 times, and I think the one that I got, you kind of gave it to me.
Oh man. Well, I helped you out. Yeah, I gave you the airlines. Yeah. I just wanted that. I just wanted.
You just all this knowledge I gave, and now I'm discredited now. Oh gosh.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Nobody's gonna hire me now. They're just gonna be like, "Oh, he don't even know jingles and slogans and stuff."
Well, listen, I don't think you're creating jingles and slogans for your clients, your people that you represent. These are all inanimate. So you're good. I think you're good to go. I just wanted to have a little fun with you.
Well, I enjoyed. Now I'm like, oh, and I need to start paying attention to these jingles and stuff like that. So maybe I can create one for me. So they're like, well, what does this mean? No, IM3 MEDIA.
There you go. See, I sparked something. Creativity. You're swirling.
My quote, leave a legacy, not a problem. I really been trying to coin that and, always talk about that because a lot of people don't realize, when you die, it's like, what are people saying about you? Are you leaving that legacy? Or are you leaving a problem? Are you leaving debt? Are you leaving issues unsolved?
Right.
That type of thing. So I kind of apply that too when I'm talking to people and just kind of encouraging people to leave that legacy and not a problem. Because the problem is a legacy is easy to put on a mantle and say, my son, my daughter, my whatever was great. The problem is it's hard to sweep under the rug. So it's like it's a hill underneath your rug because the problems are still there. Hence why I'm just like, I don't want to leave no debt when I leave, this earth. So
absolutely, man. Well, keep doing what you're doing, brother, because I don't think you're gonna be leaving any debt behind. I wish you much success on your book. Keep pushing that. That's a great thing. Keep writing more, And I wish you much success on your beard oil too, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And just keep pushing that product out. Got a mind for.
We got to get you to grow a beard so you can enjoy the.
Nah, I mean, I might, I put a little oil on my face, you know what I'm saying? But
you looking like me.
I'm gonna keep it smooth. I'm gonna keep it smooth like a baby, man. I can't do the beard. I can't even, man, listen, my hair's so nappy, I can't even grow a fro. And that's for real. Like, it's so nappy, it lays down like a rug. Like, it will not puff out.
Oh my gosh. You look like you got good hair. Like, you could just grow it out, just have it braided or something.
I could, listen, man, seriously, I could not cut my hair for like 3 to 4 months, and it'll probably get about that thick. Like, if I picked it, it'll fall right back down. So that's how nappy it is. It's like heavy.
Oh,
yeah.
You know the funny thing is, and this is like a testament to, like, people want things that you don't want. A lot of people like, yo, I want a beard, and I'm like, yeah, well, you deal with them hair bumps that you're gonna get, them random ones that hurt like a mug.
Yep.
I got one here that I didn't even know until it started healing. I was like, oh shoot. When I was used to grow, I can't grow no hair now, but when I was trying to grow it, I was like, I wish my hair was a little nappy so I can like make the little, take the little brush and do all that stuff, because my hair would like fall. So I like kind of had to use like mousse to like kind of make it curl. You know what I mean? But I was like, dang, every time I saw somebody with like thicker, coarse hair, I was like, dang, I wish I had that. But then they don't want it. You know what I mean? They want looser hair. So it's just always, it's a lot of people, and everybody wants something.
Everybody wants something that they don't have. And
I can take this beard off and give it to somebody. I'm like, deal with it. I just don't like my face round. So that's why I keep the beard kind of like, yeah. The one thing I can say is, if I cut my beard off, I won't look crazy. I won't look like no crazy man walking.
Yeah, I saw your old pictures. Yeah, I saw your old pictures of the beard.
I'm cool under here. I don't look like, I see people cut their beard and they look like a whole another beard. I'm like,
right.
Who you? What's going on? Your chin look like you shouldn't be near no students. I need you to don't be near no kids. I need you to step away from. They're like, yeah. I want to cut my beard so bad. I want to cut it.
Cut it.
I really do.
Well, now you don't have to have a beard to do your do your oil, because you know what it's all about. You know what is needed. And and I always want to cut my beard when it gets cold. Summertime, wintertime, I'm always ready to cut it down. Yeah, that's like backwards. Oh yeah, and I don't feel my beard. Like, I don't feel nothing. Like, when people say something about my beard, I'm like, oh snap, I do got a beard. But other than that, I don't feel it on my face. It's not heavy. It's not distracting. So that's crazy. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming on the show, spreading and giving all that knowledge. Really appreciate that, man. Like I said, I wish you much success. Keep doing your thing. Love the conversation, and I will definitely keep in touch with you. Be supporting you along the way, and I'll be hitting your DMs. We'll keep in touch and whatnot. And yeah, man, I appreciate it. Hey, everybody, you guys make sure you hit the links in the description. You got his book. Listen, The Brand Is You. You see it right there. The Brand Is You. Amazon, pick it up. Kindle, hard copy. Also, his And then on my website, if you want the autograph copy, of course, Amazon, they will send it out, and I won't see it. So you won't get the autograph. So, yeah, definitely. IM3MEDIA.com. Y'all check that out. And you have clothing too, right? You have your hoodies. Yeah, so the hoodie it's not publicized, but I have, because the weather's changing, I had t-shirts. Okay. I'm gonna bring those back, but of course, I don't want to look like I'm all over the place, so I just kind of shut that down. Okay. So I could just focus on the beard stuff. But I will be bringing my t-shirts back. Okay. And everything I do is like seasonal, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I just know within seasons the stream of income that I'll have, so I have control over that income and stuff like that. So it's a method to my madness. And Well then. I'll say this, seasonally, if that's a word, check the website and see what he has up there. He'll definitely have his beard oil. And then y'all make sure y'all hit Amazon or the website, get the book. Until next time, next Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm here kicking it. It'll be episode 47. Like I said, right now, you're going to have 46 ways to kick it. You can go back through the archives, see all the guests, get all the value. A lot of value dropped tonight. So definitely, man, subscribe. Tell a person to tell a person to tell a person to come kick it. Every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kicking with KoolKard. I'm KoolKard. And I'm out. And that's Izzy. Izzy Ike. Isaac M. Hamm III. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And we out.